Hello everyone, this is Anne from Odulcina. Today this is the part of the journal where I'm adding laces and ruffles, and it might complete the journal. I'll see later, so you recognize this one. I add part 1 and part 2, adding decorations to the pages. And now we are missing the ruffles and the laces. And this is what I'm going to do today. So I'm calling this video the art of adding the laces, because it's an art. It's definitively an art. So I gathered together my fancy yarns bundle. So if you don't know about this bundle, it's a mix of yarns that you find the contrasting color or the ribbon in the middle, you open it, and you have a good variety of ribbons and fancy yarns, all cute. Some laces, some chiffon silk or sari silk. It's kind of a mix of possibilities to decorate your page. So I have that. I have some vintage laces, some with gold, because this gardening kit that I've used in the middle signature has gold. It has some gold accents. So I thought maybe beige and gold would work. I have this Crafty Me Shop lace, which is just gorgeous. Look at that. It's a trim. So I could use that. I didn't pick any pink because it's mostly blue here. I made some ruffles. And if you don't know how to do some ruffles, or you would like to see how I do them, I have a tutorial. I'll put the link in the description below. These are for the colors I was looking for, but I have already prepared. You see, I always work in batches, but I don't think I'm going to use those pink one. Maybe this one, it has blue. I'm a little bit out, so I only have those left. I have this gorgeous Crafty Me Shop applique, so I could use bits here and there. This is another kind of vintage applique that my mom gave me. So it wasn't her stuff. And I'm going to do some paper ruffles with music books. You know, those church music books. They're just perfect because the paper is thin and the details of the musics are small. So what I do typically, let me show you, and I can start with those maybe. I tear the size that I want. Usually the 2 rows is just perfect. And I tear the edges as well because we don't want anything straight. And we just fold. And because the paper is thin, the folds will just hold well on the pages. And we can flatten, we can twist a little bit the paper and make it look good. But when you are satisfied with how it looks, you can just glue it down somewhere. And I could even start here. So I'm going to add some glue. I personally don't tend to put a ruffle the whole length of a page or a lace the whole length. I prefer smaller pieces more often in my pages, and at the end the journal will have all the layers and the ruffles that it needs. So I'm letting it peek through, and look at that. What I love too is that it's printed both sides, so there's no white. I don't like taking a design paper that is white on the other side, and when you flip the page, you have white there. That is me. So what I do, again, like we used to decorate the signatures, I want to maybe add 2 ruffles like that per signature. And I'll do a variation on where I place it at the top edge, bottom edge, middle up, middle down, you know. And I can make some that are a little bit smaller. I find this one is a bit large. So you don't overthink the process. You just make sure everything is tiered, no straight line. And you just fold. You just fold. And maybe you can give it a little angle when it's too perfect. You know, you can do another fold on the other direction and fold again. And I hope you see well what I'm doing. Trying to give you my little tips. See, I'm gonna fold like that. Okay, now I need to add the glue to hold everything down. So if I placed it, my next one should be, and I try to go every pages, like every signature equally, and then I'm gonna add an nth of color with those. So maybe I could go right here. See? Okay, let's do that. And when you glue the page, you can, again, control a little bit the folds. You have a little bit time there. Not too much, depending on which glue you're using. All right, and this will hold. You don't need to sew it or fight with the glue that much. So now, if I look at that, we have those two. I just find that if you want to have fun and create your junk journals, it needs to be a process of creativity that doesn't requires too much of your brain, creative brain. I mean, it's okay for some projects, but if you want to use that as a relief for your stress or to deal with mental health issues, grieving, cancer, whatever stresses you, you know, sickness in the family, and you want to go in your craft room or do something to change your mind, you need to have a brain-free project. And in order to have that with your junk journals, you kind of need to follow steps that you just know they work. Like I'm doing this process of this junk journal. If you find this video when it's your first one of this series, I encourage you to go see my part 1 and 2. And see, I'm trying to figure out on which page I should place it. And I'm going to go for the middle on this one. This series of this journal, it's a little bit, the goal, it's to develop kind of a structure or a plan to do your journals and decorate them, having fun, not having to overthink the process, and no need to be good at designing or decorating your pages. The material will do it all. If you have gorgeous papers and laces, it's just a matter of how you want or how you're going to place them. And that's it. It does the magic. And even me, I don't know, it's because my days are so full And I want to do so much that when I come and create, I do content video for you, and I want to inspire you, but at the same time, I want to craft and I want to be brain free too. So I need to come up with ideas. Oh boy, I'm going through 2 pages. Hold on. They kind of look the same because it's a collage, but it's 2 pages. And so I need to come up with processes like that I follow myself. So I needed to think about a process that would work for me to create cute journals that would inspire you without me losing too much time on that and too much of my energy, and still feeling that I don't work, but I have fun. And I'm being creative and I have like a fun time. So look at that. We are having 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe I can just add 3 more. Maybe 2 per signature is a bit too much. But I don't want to have just those at the beginning and then it kind of feels like I changed my style. So I'm gonna do 3 more. You always need to think and remember that more that you add, the more bulky your journal will be. I have a lot of space because my signature, my spine is big enough. But still, I'm adding and I'm adding. I don't mind that much that it would be too bulky too. I love the style. What I love is when it starts to be squishy. And adding the ruffles definitively does squishiness. Okay, so I'm looking at, I don't know if you see well, but if I look on the side, maybe I should come somewhere here at the top. So let me see which pages. I could place one here. Like there's tons of possibilities, right? So at some point we just need to decide, and if it looks okay, you move on and you don't waste too much time thinking, would I prefer it there or there or there, because all those answers are good. Look at that. Am I on frame? Not really anymore. Okay, I was not on frame. So let's keep moving on, doing a little bit more of those ruffles. And I feel I'm dragging you with me on my ruffles, and it's taking too much time on that video. So let's see here. That's perfect. And you know what? At the end, if I see that I should add one more because it doesn't seem to be balanced, I can always add more. All right, look at that. Let me show you how it looks so far. So it seems balanced, and now anyway, I want to add those gorgeous flowers, which this is the good side. So again, I'm gonna flip through my journal and find places to add those ruffles. Maybe not with this one. No. This gorgeous because we have this there and that. And I'm gonna use the 3-in-1 glue for that one because it's a really thin fabric. So when I do that, I'm gonna use my fingers, spread the glue around just to make sure that there's no bulkiness. Scratch against my palm and I glue. And this will hold very well. The glue won't seep through. And it's just perfect. Look at that. I love that fabric. Okay, oh wow. That is kind of perfect. Do I prefer a greenish? I love that because there's kind of a aqua blue here. There's the green, and I'll just glue it at the edge like that. Bottom, top, top. So I have a paper here. This will allow me to have the glue correctly. So when I want to do that, I put it like that to see where I need to start the glue and finish the glue. I'll put the glue on the paper because I want the ruffle to be a little bit peeking out. So I'm placing the ruffle, and wherever I place it, it's gonna find the glue on the paper. Paper to paper, you see, so it doesn't seep through. And it glue very well. It's a tracing paper. And on that side, well, maybe I can, oh, it's glued. I'm gonna add a lace. Let's say this little lace there would hide perfectly. And maybe I can put it a little bit longer and it's gonna peek through as well, you see? Yeah, so I'm gonna do that. So to glue that, I'm gonna control my glue. I'm gonna put some glue on the flower. Just so it hides correctly the line of paper, the edge between the coffee stain and the paper here. So if I follow the line like that, see, if I place it like that, it's either like that, but not in the middle like that, or like that. Because I want to hide that, I'm gonna go this way. Adding some glue here on the flower. And I take the time to glue it well. Here. And here just on the edge. Okay, I'm gonna let it dry. So look at how it looks now. We have this, and when we flip, it looks good too. Now I might want to have another one. So right now I always come back and have a look at how it looks, you know, from the side. So I need to go either up or down and somewhere around here. So maybe this page has nothing, and I could come with that kind because it's a large one. So even if the page is a little bit inside, when I'm gonna glue this, it's gonna peek out because this ruffle is large. I'm gonna use the 3-in-1. And again, spread the glue. Rub it off. That's what I love about that glue. There was a little bit too much glue here at the edge. I can just rub it off without damaging the paper, without leaving any mark. You pay the price, but you have a good quality glue. So, it's even peeking out maybe too much. Okay. Now I need to go somewhere here to add something at the bottom. So maybe that kind. Oh yes, look at that. Perfect. So it's that kind of glue here. I'm just looking at how long do I need to go. It doesn't need that much of glue. See how it goes well when you have all your supplies. You have the ruffles done and you just need to place them. It took me a couple minutes to create the ruffles, but now that they're done, it goes very quickly. And I might have extras for another project. So I want to go now maybe somewhere close to here. Here, that would be perfect to kind of do a little ruffle. It's the good color. Matching this belly band. And that would decorate a little bit the side of the glassine bag. So I'm going to put the glue here. All right. It looks gorgeous. I love that. Might as well decorate this bag. I'm afraid I'm going to forget, but I need to go through the whole journal anyway. But maybe I could use this lace. I love this lace. Or an applique. Or some gold. Oh boy, I love that. I love this gold here. Just going through the page and it's hiding the pocket, but there's a pocket. See, sometimes I just try something just for fun. It takes 2 seconds and I have a surprise, a real surprise. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use the glue here, flatten it, and glue well here. And I don't mind if the lace is longer than the page, but I can also trim it if it's too long. And this lace won't hold anything. It's just hiding the glassine bag. So No need to glue it perfectly and very sturdy. I need to give it a little angle like the bag. See, that's what I love about the glue. My angle wasn't right, and it was a little bit too low, and I can just play with it a little bit. You don't have 5 minutes, but you have a couple seconds. Okay. And now here, that would be this. Like that. And I'm gonna let the lace go a little bit longer than the page. Wow, I love that. See, that was a good option too, but I'm gonna keep it for another one. So I can place that there, and look how it changed with just adding the decorations, and there's nothing very complicated there. My husband is cutting the grass at 7 degrees. It is spring right now, but it feels like we are still in winter because the temperature is so cold. Here I find it's missing something. Maybe that would be great. We have a whole line here. Either I add another line or just a small piece. I'm not sure. I'll come back. I will come back. It's not the good color. When you're not sure, you just come back. Okay, I need to add more ruffles. Maybe in the last pages, I'm gonna add one more. Do I have any place in my last pages? Yes, I have place right here, and I could put it like that. And this is exactly what I'm gonna do. Again, I'm gonna flip it to see where I should start and stop putting the glue. Isn't it fun? So really, in order to do that, you need to work on creating your ephemeras in batches. And I have tons of videos of working on a specific type of ephemera, like the trio cards, simple swatches, the little houses, booklets, scrappy pads, simple cards, some clusters, and you go like that, creating your ruffles, and then you just need to add them to your pages. Look at that. I think I'm done with the ruffles, but now I can add a little bit of laces peeking out, and I'm going to do the same as the ruffles. I could use the whole length like I do from time to time, but my favorite is still to kind of use just a little length. But I find here for that lace that could look good, the whole length. I'm gonna do the whole length. Oh, I need to verify that's the correct side. So I'm gonna use the little flowers to add the glue on the flowers. And hopefully that would be sufficient to glue them down without creating a mess of glue everywhere, because when you have a lace like that, that has a lot of holes. It's not easy. Here you go. Adding a little bit of pressure. And, well, we have a lace ruffle now. And this is what I love about old laces, is that they're thin and they're all curly and no flat lace. And it gives dimension. And I love that it's all curly and wavy. That's the beauty, right? All right. Do I have more lace? I have this gorgeous applique. So, and it's beaded, so I don't want to place it like that on the middle of a page because the beads will kind of, at some point the paper will have the mark of the beads. So I'd like to use them on the edges, so this way there's less paper on the edges and there's less chances that it shows the mark. So I just need to figure out where I want to place one or two. You know, there's choices. The color is just perfect. So let's see, I'm gonna cut. If I don't start with something, even if I don't know where I'm going with that, I'll start by cutting a piece. And if for some reason I change my mind and I never use it in this journal, it's not useless. I can use it somewhere else. But this will help me visualize where it can go. See how easier it is to see that it looks great here compared to when I had the whole thing, right? And it sits on the ruffle. The ruffle is not on the same page, but when you look at the page right now, it looks like it sits on it. So I am going to glue that down. This lace, if you ever see it on Crafty Me shop, she has an Etsy shop, but I'm not sure if she has that one on her inner Etsy shop. But she frequently sells them through the Facebook group that she does a sale every weekend, and she colored them. The default one is white, and she often offers them in aqua blue and purple and pink. Different kinds of pink, an old pink, a baby pink. So look at that. Oh boy, it is so gorgeous. So in order to keep going on, I'm gonna do the same. So I'm gonna cut another part, and I don't need to use it all. I can just do 3 pieces for the whole journal, and that would be sufficient. Now, I don't know if I want to keep it as a whole or I want to cut it into 2 pieces here. So I'll start with that first, because I could just keep the leaves here and the flower, and I could have just this flower here as its own. So let me go see. I love that it's sitting on that, so maybe I'm gonna aim for the page before. Can I? It doesn't really match because I have lots of pink here and it's not the same blue than here, so maybe that's not perfect. I could just glue it like that. Yes, eh? Do you agree with me? Yes. I hope you say yes. but we can add lace on a ruffle, definitively. And I just want to control a little bit where everything falls with the glue, and I'm gonna let it dry. It doesn't need to be glued very well. It will never be damaged. So far, I love this project. So now, I love this journal. And those of you who love blue, I rarely do journals in blue, but blue and aqua. But you have one here. And I still added a little bit of pink. So I need to come here, right here, kind of. What do I have here? If I have a bigger flower, then I can glue it and I have more chances to let it peek through. Oh, look at that. Can I do that, or the beads will be a problem? It's on the edges. I'll do it. I'll just glue it down. I think I can really do a line here. And I'll see if I need to add more. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Yeah, that lace is a winner. That lace is definitively a winner. I need more of it. Lately, Esme from Crafty Me Shop, she announced on her Facebook that it was the last roll of one of my favorite lace, and she mentioned it that it's my Odulcina's favorite, and she was right. I have a good stash here because I've ordered like 2 times 10 meters from her of that lace, but I was very sad to learn that she's now at her last roll. Because those vintage laces, well, there's an end at some point, right? However big your stash is, they don't do more. So that's it. I want to add a little something here just so it looks great. Oh, I have the good idea. This will be perfect. I'm gonna add something on this side to hide a little bit the edge and the back of the lace that shows through. Just a little something. So I have some wavy lace. This is vintage, by the way. Maybe polka dot. Polka dot. This, I'm sorry, I'm out of stock as individual. my sale last weekend. They sold out, but you still have some close to this color in my bundle number 2, the polka dot bundle of sari silk. Very, very similar to this. Maybe I should just put like a white. There's a little knot here. I love the knots. It gives some dimension. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with just a white. But that could be, yeah, just a white. Don't overthink the process, Anne. Talking to myself all the time, because I keep forgetting myself. Okay, and I'm gonna use the 3-in-1 that I'm gonna kind of spread with my finger just to make sure it's not bulky like that, that there's no bulkiness in the glue, so it doesn't peek through the chiffon silk. So I call those chiffon silk, but they sell them to me as sari silk. But definitively there's a difference between a sari silk that is kind of not rigid, but it is kind of rigid, and the chiffon silk, which is more like pure silk, very delicate. So this is what I would call a chiffon silk. And I'm trying to keep the waves here and the folds, and maybe creating a little bit more if possible before it dries. Cutting not straight. So on this side it looks like that, and when we flip it sits a little bit the lace on it as well. Maybe I could glue, yeah, I'll just have a little bit of glue here on the applique to hold this like this, and I can do the same here. It's fun when we get a sari silk or a chiffon silk that is large. They're not always like that. They always say it's about it's somewhere between 1/2 inch to 1 inch, which has a big difference, right? So, but when you get the one that is 1 inch, it's great. I love them. I don't know if I want to maybe glue this, you know, just adding a little bit of glue here to hold it like that. This is my type of thing. So I'm gonna add just a tiny bit of glue and create a fold on it. Hold it well for a few seconds. Remove my glue. Boy, oh, it didn't. I'm gonna hold longer, or this is my new best friend. I'm gonna clip it and come back. Well, okay, you're gonna see it. It's not as great with that clip, but you see where it goes. Wow, I love it. I think I've placed enough laces. Maybe I could have a little bit lace here, somewhere here. I don't know. Peeking through. Can I, or should I just add another of it here? There's kind of gold here as well on that paper. Does it look good? I love it. This is again a Crafty Me shop. I'm gonna make it longer because I want it to be visible when the book is closed, when the journal. I don't know why today I keep saying book. It's probably because I took a real book to do my cover. And my brain just keep talking about books. Or maybe it's because I should read a book. I'm gonna let it be out and out. Out of the bottom and out on the side. Just for fun. Give it an angle maybe. There's already an angle there, so maybe just like that. All right. Okay, I'm gonna add the glue on the lines and flowers, because you don't want to see too much of the glue peeking through the mesh. So here I'm not sure where I need to stop, so I'll add more if I need. I even think I've put too much. So before pressing down, I'm gonna look on the side and remove the glue. And remove the glue here. Let it dry. Maybe add a little bit here in that corner. I could use the clips. All right, okay. Now I can see the spots of the glue, so I need to wait. I need to wait before flipping it. Otherwise, I'm gonna be like Heather from Girl on the Ridge. She's too quick and she always... She's getting better, but she always glue pages together or ephemeras. It's funny. Anyway, I'm gonna go get some water and come back. I am back. It is dry. I washed my hands. And all right, so let me show you. I can remove that now. It holds very well. Look at that. Okay, I love this journal. It turned out so feminine, so lacy. Just adding the ruffles and the lace, just a little bit, right? That was not too much. And it makes a whole difference. So I need to go through the pages, and I know there's another pocket at least that, and it's gonna be like a flip through for you. But I'll do a real flip through. So I need to add laces here. Oh boy, I think I'm gonna do another part. Yeah, I'm gonna need to do another part. I can decorate that for now. Yeah, that's for sure. Could I just have this lace like that? Yes, why not? I'm gonna cut it straight here, glue it, let it peek through, and then we still have the pocket. What is the good side? All right, I'm gluing it down. I'm gonna use the 3-in-1. So here, even if there's a pocket, I don't mind. Nothing needs to go in that corner anyway. And I don't want to bring the fabric too close to the middle because it's going to be too bulky to close. So I need to be careful not to be too bulky right in the middle. This one, is it the page? Yeah, okay. Just need to make sure I'm not gluing this piece on two pieces of papers, because when you play a lot with the length and the width of the pages, like you can mix two pages together. Okay, so I'm just applying the glue under those big circles, one by one, so I'm sure that the glue is not preventing me from opening the pocket, right? So this one, I cannot glue it at all. Here, I'm okay. This middle one, I'm okay. This one, I'm okay. This is how I go for gluing. And this one, I'm okay. And those two top, well, they're gonna be floppy. And that's all right. Now, if I place this card, lifting this part up, I can place it like that. Nope, I think I'll just place it in the pocket, let this be, and that's it. It is hiding. If there was no bow here, I would have a bow somewhere, or maybe a line. I can add something there, maybe a flower. Yeah, I need a flower that is very thin though. I have this container of flowers, some that I did with laces, some from my scrapbooking era, but I don't want the beads or I want something like this. This is Crafty Me Shop. I think I have some already cut. Yeah, those are one of my favorite too, and that's why I have a lot. You have those like that too. These works great too. They're just a little bit less my favorite. Look at our options. Let me show you. And here they could work too. These I didn't, I usually take a scissor and trim them all, and while I watch a video, it's a no-brainer, and then when I want to use them, it's easier for me. And I put them all together because when I'm looking and searching for flowers, well, I find them all. Okay, so my options are, now let me show you the real thing. You need to trim those edges because they come as a lace, a ribbon, but you don't want them showing all the little threads that were holding them together as a lace. So you want to trim that. Okay, so I can maybe place like that, or like that. My choice is easy. I knew which one would be my choice, but and it goes like that. I find I could have something in the middle too, like, I don't know, maybe a bead, but I don't want it to be bulky, so maybe just, yes, I know what I'm gonna do. Because it's folded, I should have ironed it, but I'm gonna add some glue and just glue it down here. I'll just hold it for a few seconds. Okay, I'm gonna use a fancy yarn, do a little knot, and glue it in the middle of that flower. And it's gonna act like the middle of a flower. So if I grab this fancy yarn bundle, there's something cute there for sure, but I want something contrasting. So some blue, no blue, we have pink there. Oh, look at that. Okay, so when you want to get your lace, you hold in the middle and you just pull. Okay, so I'm gonna use a fancy yarn that has kind of a pink and blue and beige. I'll just use one dot actually. Should I put blue? Blue to match that, or a contrasting color that is not pink. Yeah, I love that. And I could have go tone on tone, but I wanted a contrast. So, oh, that's good. I have one at the edge here. I prefer this darker one. Well, actually, I can take three. Take three. Glue the middle one there and leave the other ones hanging. Yes. See, sometimes we just don't know where we're going, but it's just trying and having some imagination. And if you're a beginner, the imagination doesn't come magically. It comes with experience, and it comes first by maybe copying or getting inspired by someone, seeing, and then it kicks in your imagination. When I started, I needed to find a project that I loved, and I was copying. I don't love the word copying because it's not really copying, but I was trying to get it done as possible as I could to the project. And of course, you don't have the same material, you cannot really copy, and it's not really copy, but you know what I mean. I don't want to get in trouble for saying copy. But it is the word that I would use. Anyway, that looks great. I love it. Now let's just figure it out. I need to do something here. Yeah, I need to do something. So what I'm gonna do, I think there's less a technique at this point. It's just finishing touches, and I'm gonna finish it all off camera, but I'm gonna do a flip through. I'm gonna complete it off camera, do a flip through. I think you have enough tips on how to easily decorate a journal without overthinking the process. I need to slide something in that pocket here. Slide something here in that tuck spot. And I'm gonna need to use a ribbon as a closure. Thanks for watching. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.